So here we are at Parliament Square. It's around 6 o'clock now. The protest has come to a halt. I'm joined by Clare Solomon, head of ULU. Hi Clare, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Good. How do you feel today's gone?
It's excellent. I think that it shows you what can happen when students self-organise. I mean, you've had people from universities, but mainly from FE colleges and sixth forms, you know, bringing small or large delegations from their colleges. Excellent.
Yeah, it's been really the positive vibe that's going on seems to be really, really galvanising. Everybody seems to be getting behind it. There doesn't seem to be any violence. It all seems to be a very peaceful message. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, well, we've certainly given the police a dressing down and say if they have a heavy police presence today, then it's going to provoke the crowds. And so they are a bit on the back foot, obviously, after what happened to Alfie Meadows. We also know that the head of the public order division was sacked, or I'm not sure if sacked, but was somebody else came in to replace him, obviously because they've not done a very good job on previous demos. So we're glad that we've got a new bunch in charge.
No, absolutely, it's definitely a change. I mean, when we were in Piccadilly, police were handing out leaflets approaching protesters, explaining why they're there. Were you there when they were doing that?
I didn't see that, but they did ask us if we would like to issue a joint statement, joint leaflet with the police. Okay. We declined.
Yeah, I thought maybe you would. So what's your position on EMA? I mean, I can imagine that it would obviously be to support it and uphold it, but there's been a lot of controversy. Obviously the government is saying that it's not used properly. Other teachers have come out and said that it's not used properly. How do you feel about that?
I think you have to question what do they mean that it's not used properly. When what are they supposed to spend their money on? Are they supposed to go and buy an encyclopedia every single week? I mean, the whole point of EMA is it's a lifeblood for young students to be able to get to college and to be able to feed themselves. Now, if they spend that on other things, then what is the difference? It's pocket money to encourage them and to keep them going. I just really don't like that argument. All they do is go and spend on booze and fags. So what?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a weak argument.
Yeah, and I mean, what's also noticeable with the EMA and with the EMA sort of protests is that it's a really immediate feeling that okay, with the EMA, they only get it for if they have 100% attendance, right? So if they are late to class by 5 minutes, or they miss a class, they don't get it at all. So actually majority of these people that receive EMA I've already experienced when they don't get it, because they hardly ever get it properly anyway. So they know what the long-term impact will be of not getting that at all. So it's very immediacy to it.
And so how do you feel about the government's proposals I mean, obviously they're going to cut EMA, but they're saying that they're going to put money into an alternative fund. Do you put any credence in that? Do you feel that could work at all?
I mean, I don't mind if it's changed into something or called something else, to be honest, as long as it's a regular payment that it's easy to access. I don't want people to have to fill out hundreds of forms and have to go through, jumping through hoops to get it. Just pay it as a point of principle to those that really need it,
And how would you feel if there was some sort of voucher scheme introduced? As some people have been saying, things like travel vouchers or food vouchers. A lot of school heads have been calling for that today.
Well, it makes them sound like criminals, really, doesn't it? Or refugees, which I just don't like that idea whatsoever. Like I said, if the people need to have money to make them if young students need stuff to live on, whatever they should be able to spend on whatever they want to spend on. I mean, for example, some they might have a pot of money. I can never explain this quite well. They might have a pot of money for encyclopedias and books, but they still need a pot of money for travel and food and whatever they need on. So why give vouchers? It doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. And what's the NUS's position on the protest today? Do you know?
Well, of course, the NUS haven't supported us. I mean, I bumped into a few of them earlier as they'd come out from their lobby, and I said, come and we've got DJs and stuff. Come late. Nope, we're not coming. We're going to go straight home. We're going to be basically saying that we're going to be good, you're going to be bad, which is unfortunate because we had Sally Hunt, the head of the UCU, who's had a bit of a flaky position on a number of things recently, but actually she came over and she was very supportive and said, it's going to go great. If you need anything, here's my number, blah, blah, blah. So, a lot of people are supporting us, NUS aren't.
Okay, that's a shame. On the 26th of January, obviously, we're going to be having another protest, and that's going to be lobbying the vote against EMA. Is that going to be NUS backed, or will that be ULU and universities?
Well, they haven't backed it so far. We know that they've backed the Manchester demonstration on the 29th, the one in Manchester, but not the one in London. Lots of the trade unions are backed the London one. LSA, the London Student Assembly, which has been set up recently, which is going phenomenally well, has voted to send delegations of people up to Manchester to show support and solidarity. So we are making an effort to try to back both of them, and hopefully the NUS will eventually come out and back both as well.
Fantastic. So the movement hasn't died, it's still growing apace, yeah?
This is just the beginning.
Good, excellent. Thanks very much, Claire. Thank you.